thedailymass.com. Experience the Roman Catholic Mass from historic St. Louis Cathedral every day on thedailymass.com. His love, anywhere in the world.
Good evening, I'm Sarah McDonald.
And I'm Jason Angelette. Welcome to Issues in Faith. Now, Sarah, last week we talked about using the media for evangelization. What are we doing in the New Orleans Archdiocese?
Well, we have a couple different things moving, and one of the most important, and it's back from kind of a summer hiatus like we came back, is the Archbishop's video blogs.
Yes.
And he's doing those weekly. You can find them on our website. He's one of the only bishops in the country to be doing video blogs as regularly as he's doing them.
Wow, praise God.
The first one that he's done since summer vacation was about school. It posted over the weekend, so it's available now, and we'll continue to do those. And he's really excited about them. It's a lot of fun for him to do. It feels like it's a little bit more personal than writing something and sending letters out.
Sure.
That he's able to really address people directly. So that's one of the most important pieces of new technology that we're using. But we use Twitter, and we're getting a lot of momentum with our Twitter account, which is just simply Archdiocese of Eno. And we are getting more followers every day. Even in a time where people are saying that Twitter has sort of plateaued, we are seeing new users, new followers on Twitter daily. Catholic Charities uses Facebook and Twitter as well, and we are actually looking at building 2 Facebook pages for the Archdiocese, one for our Office of Vocations and one for sort of a central repository of Archdiocesan information, which will hopefully come up. And we're really, really keen on the Facebook page to promote our vocations locally here in New Orleans.
Definitely got to meet people where they are and use every resource that we have available to help spread the good news. Thank you so much.
That's exactly right. Well, the head of a group of traditionalist Catholics will meet with the Vatican September 14th to continue a series of doctrinal discussions. The Vatican confirmed August 23rd that Bishop Bernard Fillet, Superior General of the Society of St. Pius X, will travel to Rome in mid-September to meet with U.S. Cardinal William J. Levada, the head of the Vatican's Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith. The meeting would discuss the results of doctrinal dialogues from the past 2 years, which have overall been positive. The talks were launched in late 2009 in an effort by Pope Benedict XVI to repair a 21-year break with the Society. The Pope has said that full communion for the group's members would depend on true recognition of the magisterium and authority of the Pope and the Second Vatican Council.
At the final Mass closing World Youth Day in Madrid on August 21st, the Pope challenged the Catholic pilgrims to take their faith, make it grow, and share it with the world. Despite heat and rain, hundreds of thousands of young people from around the world spent the night on the open field, praying, singing, and perhaps trying to snatch a few hours of sleep. But they were up, ready and rowdy, when the Pope arrived for the morning Mass. In his homily, he said, "The vision of the sea of happy souls fills my heart with joy," to the joy of the crowd, particularly the Brazilians present at the end of the Mass. The Pope announced that the next international gathering of World Youth Day would be held in Rio de Janeiro in 2013.
The new translation of the Roman Missa will be put to use in the English-speaking world on November 27th, but people in the pews may notice changes in the musical settings of the Mass as soon as October in New Orleans. To assist with the transition, the Archdiocese of New Orleans Office of Worship is hosting a series of workshops for priests and liturgical musical ministers throughout September. The dates and locations can be found online at www.archdiocese-no.org and will be published in the September 4th edition of the Clarion Herald.
We want to reiterate the call for prayer and for assistance for the more than 12 million people are in need of urgent humanitarian assistance in Africa. Catholic Relief Services is on the ground working to provide food and relief to people in the camps throughout the Horn of Africa. To make a gift, please go online to www.crs.org or call toll-free 1-800-736-3467. And building on our discussion last week about new media, Sarah is joined by Todd Amick to talk about the new evangelization and how the Catholic Church is working to renew and grow people's understanding of their faith.
Well, Todd, thank you for joining us this evening.
Of course, Sarah. Thank you.
Well, you had a busy summer,
We did.
but it was a good and rich summer in educating you so you could come back and bring some knowledge back to the Archdiocese of New Orleans with the Liturgical Institute that you attended. Tell us a little bit about that and what it is.
Sure. The Liturgical Institute is in Mundelein, Illinois, and it's an institute specifically created to look at how to enter more deeply into the mystery of the Mass. So it's created based upon that if we look at the history of the Mass, that's helpful, but you can kind of go back and forth in history. But if we begin with what the Mass is, the theology of the Mass, and then grow from that to see what our active participation should be, that makes more sense, and it really encourages people to that participation.
And that is a key factor. Obviously, the Mass is the central part, and the Eucharist is a central part of being Catholic, a central part of our faith. But we're seeing low Mass attendance throughout, not just the United States, but throughout the world. And
Right.
you were doing some research, and the Liturgical Institute was assisting with you with that, or working with you on that, about how to address that. And you're finding some interesting things.
Absolutely. So the question that I brought to the Institute, and I presented it at the beginning, was, why are we seeing that low Mass attendance? And is our insight here correct, which is that the Mass attendance is not the problem, but a symptom? That if we really understood that the Eucharist was the source as well as the summit of Christian life, that this is the place, the encounter with Christ par excellence, more than anything else, that really reveals to us who we are, then we wouldn't be able to keep people away. And that insight has kind of permeated everything that we've done.
So you were there for a month?
6 weeks.
6 weeks,
Yeah.
6 weeks. And what were you hearing from some of the people who were with you at the Institute?
Sure. We were hearing kind of the same statistics around the country and around the world. It's an international program too. But at the same time, we're hearing some really good insights and some thoughts. But as we share these insights, as we share these thoughts on how to increase active participation in the Mass with our families, how to support our priests, as our Archbishop says, everything goes back to the parishes and the priests, and how to see that especially with our students who have a lower Mass attendance on Sundays, oftentimes because their parents don't go. As we were sharing these ideas, what we began to find again and again is that the Archdiocese is what people are looking to. The Archdiocese of New Orleans is on the cutting edge of this active participation project, what we call Eucharistic renewal.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we're seeing is that if people don't understand that relationship with Christ and how that comes from the Mass and orients back to the Mass with their daily lives, then they won't attend.
And you made an interesting comment as we were talking before we started our interview about rules without reason, or rules without relationship brings rebellion.
Absolutely.
And that you see that from 1960s with misunderstandings and misinterpretations of Vatican Council. And so you're working with the other people in your positions throughout other archdioceses in the world to prevent that from happening, or to kind of stop it from happening with the next generation.
Absolutely. We're at a especially unique time in history. The assumptions that kind of came through the liturgical movement, because this is a movement that began in the mid-19th century and it's continuing through today and through the Council, means you never begin with an assumption that isn't there. So maybe before the Second Vatican Council, the assumption was that people understood the relationship so you can go to the formulas of the faith. Well, subsequent to the Council, I'm not sure that was a valid assumption. So one of the things we're doing now is looking at a synthesis where we begin with the relationship and also incorporate the formulas of the faith as a launch point, so that people can really understand what that active participation is.
Well, I think this is a really good time for us to take a break. We're going to take a break and then come back and talk about what we're doing in the Archdiocese to bring this forward.
Hey, check this out.
It has a camera, it has wireless, it sends text messages.
And it could send me to jail.
In a 2008 study, it was estimated that 20% of teens have electronically sent nude or semi-nude pictures or videos of themselves.
Sending or receiving photos like these could result in child pornography charges and other consequences.
Parents, please take time to talk to your children about what they send and share with others.
For more information, visit www.archdiocese-no.org.
When it comes to your children, stay informed and stay involved.
I'm here today inside historic St. Louis Cathedral, a place where WLAE has broadcast the daily Mass for more than 25 years.
A recent PBS ruling ensures that this valuable service will continue on WLAE for those looking for daily inspiration, and for the many who are homebound or in our area hospitals who can't attend Mass. But in order to continue to provide the Mass every day, we need your financial support now more than ever. I'm asking you to please consider donating today. We have numerous partnership opportunities available. For as little as $32 a month, you can help fund the televising of the Daily Mass, a program that lifts the spirit and enriches the lives of so many of our viewers. And for a donation of $50 or more, we will send you this beautiful signed poster of St. Louis Cathedral as our gift. Please send your contributions to WLAE TV, 3330 North Causeway Boulevard, Metairie, Louisiana 7002, or to donate online, log on to WLAE.com and click on the picture of St. Louis Cathedral. For more information on partnership opportunities, call 504-866-7411.
At WLAE, we've worked hard to keep the Mass on the air. Now we need your financial support to keep it going. I know that you'll help us if you can. Thank you, and God bless.
Well, welcome back. We're here with Todd Amick, and we've been discussing sort of really the central part of our faith, which is the Mass, and growing in a relationship, a personal relationship with Christ, so that you can fully experience the Mass. And you were talking about your national research and your experience this summer, but how are we going to be bringing this to the Archdiocese of New Orleans? You have lots of big plans.
Yes, it's an exciting time in the age of the Church. And one of the things you said before is rules without relationship leads to rebellion. So what we'll do is we'll see the relational aspect with Christ in the Mass and let that grow. Some of the different collaborative projects that we have include working with the Office of Religious Education. We'll be giving the different presentations around the Archdiocese for the laity. And the particular presentation, kind of the fruit of the research of the last couple of years, is what I call the Mass, a how-to guide to the meaning of life. We'll begin in the relation and let that draw into the gift of what active participation is. That active participation doesn't mean just an external participation, kind of the rules, the mechanics of the Mass, but begins with offering ourselves in sacrifice, united to Christ, to the Father, and in the Spirit. And we see the way that the Mass reveals that. So,
and I was just going to say, you've been doing workshops for high schools throughout the last couple of years on the unveiling the Mass. Is that what you're calling it?
Sure,
and,
yes.
and you're seeing a lot of success with that.
Yes, I think when people understand what the Mass is, and in particular what I've proposed is that the Mass in its 4 essential parts reveal 4 essential truths about the human person. That the introductory rites reveal what we are, that we are made for beatitude, for virtue, and for love. That the liturgy of the Word reveals that God's family plan is truly our family plan. That the liturgy of the Eucharist reveals who we are, that each of us is a special, a unique gift of God's grace and His mercy, and are called to be these ambassadors of love. And finally, the concluding rites reveal the vocation and the mission of the human person, which is different from what you'll hear on radio or television.
Oh, definitely. And I think it's great, as you mentioned earlier, people are looking to the dioceses, looking to the Archdiocese to lead them in this mission. And synergy that you're building with the Office of Worship, the Office of Religious Education, your office, the Office of Eucharistic Renewal, is just going to continue to grow so that you really have one church in its wholeness working together to unveil this to the people in the Archdiocese.
Absolutely, and I think that's what you would expect from the chair, from the diocese, of the chair of the Committee of Divine Worship for the bishops too. And a couple of plans to be able to unpack that also include, the question of, well, how do families begin this active participation, begin to reflect before the Mass to enter in? Well, most families aren't walking to church, they're driving.
Right.
So we have a 4 CD set designed to help our families enter more deeply into the mystery of the Mass with each step.
And I think that's going to be very interesting for families. A lot of people ask, how do I get my kids more involved? How do I pray with my children? How do I help them understand what's going on in the Mass? And this is a tool that will be directly aimed for that, and that's going to go into production this fall, correct?
Correct. So we'll have 2 phases. The initial phase will be in anticipation of the new translation of the 3rd edition, November 27th, and then there'll be a second phase during this time of the year of the Mass, where we, just like with any relationship, get deeper and deeper and deeper into that. And we'll do it in the way that love moves. We'll meet people where they are, families and their particular challenges, students their particular challenges, and look at those also as the opportunities for intimacy that they are.
Well, and that is so important because the family is the core of the church. We cannot have the church without families and families working together. So I want to thank you for putting that focus on the family in this project that you're doing. And, obviously, we at Issues in Faith will be here to help along the way. And in my role as communications director and in Jason's other roles, we will be happy to be of assistance in any way we can.
Thank you so much. It's an exciting time.
It is. Well, when we come back, how one local parish is getting fit in their faith and in their life. This is Issues in Faith on LAE.
Hey, check this out.
It has a camera, it has wireless, it sends text messages.
And it could send me to jail.
In a 2008 study, it was estimated that 20% of teens have electronically sent nude or semi-nude pictures or videos of themselves.
Sending or receiving photos like these could result in child pornography charges and other consequences.
Parents, please take time to talk to your children about what they send and share with others.
For more information, visit www.archdiocese-no.org.
When it comes to your children, stay informed and stay involved.
I'm here today inside historic St. Louis Cathedral, a place where WLAE has broadcast the daily Mass for more than 25 years.
A recent PBS ruling ensures that this valuable service will continue on WLAE for those looking for daily inspiration, and for the many who are homebound or in our area hospitals who can't attend Mass. But in order to continue to provide the Mass every day, we need your financial support now more than ever. I'm asking you to please consider donating today. We have numerous partnership opportunities available. For as little as $32 a month, you can help fund the televising of the Daily Mass, a program that lifts the spirit and enriches the lives of so many of our viewers. And for a donation of $50 or more, we will send you this beautiful signed poster of St. Louis Cathedral as our gift. Please send your contributions to WLAE-TV, 3330 North Causeway Boulevard, Metairie, Louisiana 7002, or to donate online, log on to WLAE.com and click on the picture of St. Louis Cathedral. For more information on partnership opportunities, call 504-866-7411.
At WLAE, we've worked hard to keep the Mass on the air. Now we need your financial support to keep it going. I know that you'll help us if you can. Thank you, and God bless.
From weight training to what's for dinner, a program at Mary Queen of Peace is getting parishioners on the right health track. Definitely not a diet. This plan focuses on fitting faith into feeling fit. Janet Gross has the story.
Okay, is anybody dying yet? I can talk. Good. Okay.
This is week 1 of a 12-week program aimed at getting healthy. Put together by the parish nurse at Mary Queen of Peace and a parishioner who is a physical therapist, it's a 3-part fitness program: mind, body, and spirit.
All right, welcome back to Three-Way Fitness.
Valerie Engelhart is the parish nurse here. Not every parish has one of those. She's gone through special training. The job is to basically promote the mix of faith and health. And one way she's done that here is to come up with this.
All right. Suck in, Harold. No sucking in. There you go. Very good. Excellent.
She did a survey and found that weight and related health issues were the most common congregational concerns. So she got together with PT Becky Leedy and set out to do something about it.
I looked at several other courses because we didn't want to reinvent the wheel and didn't find anything that addressed health in a holistic manner.
So she invented the wheel. A whole binder full of guidance on food, fitness, and faith.
Jesus walked everywhere he went. You think about it. He must have been a very healthy man. So we start with the walking because that's where our journey begins. Heel to toe, tummies in.
Part of the 2 hours each week is exercise, which in later weeks will include strength training and aerobics. And part is spiritual, with prayer, scripture, and meditation.
Jesus commanded his disciples to go out to preach, to teach, and to heal. So taking up on that mandate, it's natural that the two go hand in hand.
I get people walking into my clinic that look like this, and they're almost stuck like this. Have I lost about 3 pounds? Maybe. Good 10. I might look 26 again.
This isn't a diet. It's learning a new lifestyle or getting back to an old one. It's about being healthy and fit.
I have had cancer twice, been through chemo twice, and it's a lot about health. And the weight, of course, will be a wonderful benefit, but it's about being healthy.
It's been something I've wanted to do, for the past couple years, but life is there and you don't walk like you should. And so when I was at Mass and saw the ad in the newsletter, I decided this is the time.
For some, this is actually the second time through. It helps them stay on track, they say.
For me, I ask my God every day to help me, I look at the foods I eat and I stay accountable.
This is only the beginning, a lifestyle that will last way longer than 3 months.
It never ends. We are always called to continually monitor ourselves and make ourselves better in all ways, spiritually, physically.
In more than one sense, they're walking the straight and narrow, heel to toe, tummies in. I'm Janet Gross for Issues in Faith.
The 12-week program is $50. It's offered in the spring and fall, and they hope to eventually add other classes to fit different schedules.
Well, if you have a story or question you would like to see us address on air, write to us at Issues in Faith, 3330 North Causeway Boulevard, Suite 345, Metairie, Louisiana 70002, or email us at questions@wlae.com. Plus, if you miss an episode, you can catch up online at www.archdiocese-no.org. And that's our program for this evening. For all of us at Issues in Faith, thanks for watching.
We'll be back next week. Hope you join us again soon. Until then, God bless.